Your parents got divorced when you were in kindergarten. Your mom was a nurse, remarried a doctor. So, things seemed pretty secure there financially, but your dad, on the other hand, struggled a bit. And, I think there was like Pop-Tarts and soap and things like that you would get on Christmas wrapped in newspaper.
How does this man know this?
What was that like for you guys? Just kind of the difference in dynamic from one house to the other.
It was weird, to say the least, and it was a lot to adjust to. And I feel like it sort of developed as an adult into like having like mood swings for me personally, because at my dad's house, I couldn't be myself. I was always on edge of not doing anything wrong in front of him. We were always working, and it was very serious, going to bed at a certain time. Like he was in the army, so he like sort of brought that mentality into our lives of like a regimen. And then I would go to my mom's house, and it was a lot more chill, and I could play video games and hang out with friends more. So it was a week with my mom, a week with my dad, and then it was sort of this back and forth, and I just got so used to it, I didn't really know, this is all I really knew. But I definitely noticed the effects it has like now in my life, where I feel like I either have to be like working, and like on edge and anxiety, and I'm not doing enough, and then, or I'm like chilling.
What do you think you learned from each parent?
From my mom, I learned a lot about love, care, patience, determination. She's the one who taught me about like affirmations, like the things I have in my mirror. And from my dad, I think I learned just how to be tough, how to work hard, how to be disciplined, and how the real world isn't gonna take it easy on you.
One of your earliest memories as a kid is of the cops coming in, breaking up an explosive domestic dispute. What do you remember from that?
Yeah, I just remember it's sort of like all a blur, but I remember my parents just like screaming at each other at the top of their lungs, and them arguing, and I was just crying, with my brother, and they didn't want us to see the fight, so they like put us in the laundry room, and me and my brother were just sitting in there crying. And then I remember all of a sudden there was like 2 cops that came in and just asked us if we were okay and what was going on, and we just had no idea like what was going on.
How do you think that sort of stuff, or the divorce, looking back now, affected you guys?
It's it's hard to say, but I mean, traumatic experiences like that, sort of make you numb. I think they make you live in fear. When you go through something like that as a child, when you're so impressionable, that pain and those emotions, that confusion, of course, it's gonna linger with you for the rest of your life. In what ways does it come out? Who knows? But everyone has. I'm not sitting here being like, I went through so much stuff. Like I did and I didn't. Everyone. There's people who have it way worse than me.
Stealing the iPhones. I was talking to your mom the other day on the phone, and she said it was actually a lot bigger than even he made it out to be in his book. Take me through what happened.
Yeah, basically, I was a freshman in high school, and I wanted to make money. And I was sort of hanging out with the wrong people. And they started stealing iPhones and flipping them for like double the amount to this like senior in the school who had a cell phone shop with his dad downtown. I was just a kid with wide eyes, and I just like wanted to make money. The first time I got involved, I like distracted a kid, and then they like took his phone, and I felt bad, and I knew it was wrong. But for some reason it didn't like all register to me to like stop doing this. And these were my best friends, so it was like, you know, as a kid, you don't know any better. I think I took like 3 or 4 phones, and then, you know, 2 weeks later, we're all caught, and it didn't last for long at all. But, you know, people started tattletaling, and I ended up getting suspended for 10 days.
How did you get punished?
So lots of punishment, but the thing I remember the most is my dad's house. It was a big property, and there was 10 yards high of firewood by 20 yards wide, and he just made me move it from the backyard to the front yard, wheelbarrowing it through mud, through the grass, literally a half mile walk, and it took like 4 days.
Did he explain to you why he was punishing you that way?
Yeah, he's like, I want you to think about what you did the whole entire time while you're moving the logs. And I just remember there was like a moment where it was like, in the one spot, it was like really muddy. And so I had the wheelbarrow, and every single time I went through that spot, I was like, it was extra hard, and you had to be extra cautious. And I was loading the wheelbarrow up to the very top, as heavy as I could, because I don't want to like waste trips, you know? And so I'm going through the mud, and boom, like I tip over. The thing on the wheelbarrow like stabs into my stomach. I like flip over, land on my back, and I was literally like sitting there in the mud like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. I'm not gonna do anything bad again. But
so, I mean, going through it had a positive impact.
yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
yeah.
I think it was much needed.